My beloved child. Before you listen to another word, do not skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What you are about to hear may explain a feeling you have carried for a very long time. There is a reason you found this message today. There is a reason these words are reaching your eyes at this exact moment. Someone is quietly talking about your appearance. Yes, someone has noticed you. Not in the way you think. Not in the way your fears have whispered to you during lonely moments. And that truth is what makes this message so important. Stay till the end. Many people spend years believing they know what others see when they look at them. They create stories in their minds. They assume people are focusing on every flaw, every imperfection, every detail they wish they could change. But what if those stories are completely wrong? What if the conversations happening behind your back are nothing like the conversations you imagined? Something remarkable is unfolding. And before this message ends, you will understand why. Do not skip. There is a person who recently noticed something about you. At first, it seemed like a small observation. A passing thought. A simple moment that could have disappeared as quickly as it arrived. But it didn't disappear. Instead, that thought stayed. It grew. It returned again and again. And eventually, it became a conversation. Your appearance became the subject of discussion. Yet here is the surprising part. The focus was not what you think. The focus was not perfection. The focus was not comparison. The focus was not judgment. The focus was something far more powerful. People remember how they feel when they see someone. And there is something about your presence that leaves an impression. Maybe you do not see it. Maybe you overlook it every day. Maybe you have become so familiar with yourself that you no longer recognize what others notice immediately. But they notice. And that is why these conversations began. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. Imagine walking into a room. You say nothing. You make no effort to attract attention. Yet somehow people remember you afterward. Have you ever wondered why? Most people believe appearance is only about features. But appearance is more than features. It is energy. It is expression. It is presence. It is the story your eyes tell before words are spoken. It is the quiet confidence hidden inside simple moments. And someone has been talking about exactly that. They have been trying to describe what makes you stand out. Not because they fully understand it, but because they cannot ignore it. That is the truth many never hear. The qualities that make you memorable are often invisible to you. You live with them every day. Others discover them for the first time. And that difference changes everything. Do not skip. There is another layer to this story. Recently, someone mentioned your appearance during a conversation that had nothing to do with looks. Think about that for a moment. No one asked about your appearance. No one demanded an opinion. Yet your name came up. And when it did, people remembered something about the way you carry yourself. That is rare. Very rare. Most people are forgotten moments after they leave. But you left an impression strong enough to return to someone's thoughts later. Why? Because there is something authentic about you. Authenticity cannot be copied. It cannot be manufactured. And it cannot stay hidden forever. The more genuine a person becomes, the more unforgettable they appear. Something huge is waiting for you, so stay till the end. There is a reason some people seem magnetic without trying. The answer is not perfection. The answer is not trends. The answer is not fitting into every expectation around them. The answer is that they become comfortable being themselves. And whether you realize it or not, people are beginning to notice that quality in you. Perhaps you have been too focused on what is missing. Perhaps you have spent too much time measuring yourself against impossible standards. Perhaps you have ignored the very qualities that others admire most. But the truth has a way of revealing itself. And that truth is moving closer. Closer than you think. Do not skip. Because the next part of this story becomes even more surprising. Someone who spoke about your appearance recently did not expect their own reaction. They started with a simple observation. Yet the more they talked, the more they realized they were describing something deeper. Not just how you look, but how you make people feel. That realization changed everything. Because appearance may capture attention for a moment. But presence captures attention long after the moment is gone. And your presence has been creating conversations you never knew existed. Right now, someone is remembering a detail about you. A smile. A look. A moment. A quiet expression. Something that seemed ordinary to you, yet unforgettable to them. Stay till the end. Because this is only the beginning. The biggest revelation has not arrived yet. What people are saying about your appearance is leading toward a truth that is much larger than appearance itself. A truth about value. A truth about confidence. A truth about the way others see you compared to the way you see yourself. And when that truth becomes clear, everything begins to make sense. So keep listening. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. And in the next part, the hidden conversation grows deeper, the surprising details become clearer, and the revelation that nobody expected finally begins to unfold. A strange realization is about to change everything. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The conversation we began is far from over. In fact, what you are about to hear is the part that surprises most people. Because when someone started talking about your appearance, they expected the discussion to end quickly. But it didn't. The conversation kept growing. New observations appeared. New thoughts emerged. And suddenly, what started as a simple comment became something nobody expected. That is why you need to stay till the end. There is a detail that has not been revealed yet. A detail that changes the entire meaning of this story. You see, when people talk about appearances, most conversations are short. A few words are exchanged and then everyone moves on. But that is not what happened here. Your appearance sparked curiosity. And curiosity became attention. The more people thought about you, the more they realized there was something different. Something difficult to explain. Something impossible to ignore. Do not skip. Because this next revelation matters. Someone recently tried to describe what stood out about you. They searched for the perfect words. Yet every description felt incomplete. Why? Because what they noticed could not be measured by ordinary standards. It was not about being perfect. It was not about looking like anyone else. It was about having something real. And in a world filled with imitation, authenticity becomes unforgettable. That is the truth they discovered. The qualities that make you memorable are the qualities you rarely think about. Your natural expression. Your unique way of carrying yourself. The quiet confidence that appears when you least expect it. The sincerity that shines through ordinary moments. These things create a stronger impression than most people realize. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because there is another layer to this story. One person shared their thoughts about your appearance. Then another person agreed. Then another. And another. Not because they were copying each other, but because they had noticed the same thing independently. Think about that for a moment. People who had different experiences with you arrived at a similar conclusion. That is powerful. Very powerful. When separate people notice the same quality, it usually means that quality is genuine. And the quality they noticed in you was impossible to hide. Do not skip. You may have spent years focusing on what you wished was different. Meanwhile, others were noticing what was already special. That happens more often than people realize. Sometimes we become so familiar with ourselves that we stop seeing our own strengths. We overlook them. We dismiss them. We assume they are ordinary. Yet to someone else, those same qualities are extraordinary. That is exactly what has been happening. And the more this story unfolds, the clearer it becomes. Something huge is waiting for you. Stay till the end. There was a moment during one of these conversations when everything changed. The discussion stopped being about appearance. Suddenly, people began talking about character. About energy. About presence. About the feeling you leave behind. And that is where the biggest surprise started to emerge. Because appearance may attract attention. But character keeps attention. Presence keeps attention. Authenticity keeps attention. The people discussing you slowly realized they were no longer describing how you looked. They were describing who you are. And that realization caught them completely off guard. Do not skip. The truth is becoming clearer now. Someone expected to talk about your appearance for a few seconds. Instead, they found themselves remembering moments. Conversations. Expressions. Small details. Things that should have been forgotten but somehow remained. Why did they remain? Because meaningful impressions last. And whether you know it or not, you have been creating meaningful impressions. That is not something everyone can do. Many people are seen. Very few people are remembered. Stay till the end. Because the next revelation may be the most important one yet. There is a reason these conversations continue. There is a reason your name keeps returning. There is a reason people keep remembering details about you. And it has nothing to do with perfection. It has everything to do with authenticity. People trust what feels real. People remember what feels genuine. People connect with what feels true. And that is exactly why these conversations keep happening. Something huge is waiting for you. Do not skip. The biggest discovery is still ahead. Because in the next part, you will learn what happened after these conversations spread further, why one particular observation surprised everyone involved, and how a hidden truth about the way others see you is finally about to be revealed. Stay till the end. The story is only getting stronger. And the most unforgettable moment has not arrived yet. An unexpected truth is finally coming into focus. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The story has reached a point where the hidden pieces are beginning to connect. What started as a quiet conversation about your appearance has now become something much bigger. The people who spoke about you believed they were discussing what they could see. But they were wrong. They were actually discovering something they could feel. And that changes everything. Stay till the end. Because this next revelation is the one nobody expected. At some point, a person who had been thinking about you realized something unusual. Every time your appearance came up in conversation, the discussion eventually moved toward the same conclusion. Not once. Not twice. Again and again. The focus always returned to one thing. Your presence. That invisible quality that cannot be captured in a photograph. That silent strength that cannot be measured. That unique energy that makes people remember you long after you are gone. Do not skip. Because this is where the story becomes truly surprising. Someone asked a simple question. What exactly makes this person so memorable? And suddenly the room became quiet. Not because there was no answer. But because there were too many answers. One person mentioned your confidence. Another mentioned your kindness. Another remembered a specific moment when your expression revealed sincerity. Another talked about the calm feeling people experience around you. Different people. Different experiences. Yet somehow they all arrived at the same place. Think about that. People were not remembering a perfect image. They were remembering a real person. And that real person was you. Something huge is waiting for you. Stay till the end. There is a reason this revelation matters. Many people spend years trying to become more noticeable. They change themselves. They chase approval. They compare themselves to everyone around them. Yet the people who leave the strongest impression are often the people who stop pretending. The people who become comfortable in their own skin. The people who allow their true selves to shine. That is the secret nobody talks about. And that is the secret these conversations have slowly uncovered. Do not skip. Because the next part may completely change how you see yourself. Someone recently shared an observation that surprised everyone listening. They said, the more you look at this person, the more you notice something special. At first, nobody understood what they meant. Then they explained. Some people impress immediately and are forgotten later. Others become more memorable with time. You belong to the second group. The more people learn about you, the more they appreciate what makes you unique. The more they notice. The more they remember. The more they value what they see. That realization changed the entire conversation. Because suddenly people understood something important. Your greatest qualities are not obvious at first glance. They reveal themselves over time. And those are often the most powerful qualities of all. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The truth is that many of the things you worry about are not what others focus on. While you may notice small imperfections, other people notice something entirely different. They notice authenticity. They notice warmth. They notice confidence. They notice character. And these qualities shine brighter than anything else. That is why the conversation kept returning to you. That is why people kept remembering you. That is why your appearance became linked to something deeper. Do not skip. Because we are getting closer to the biggest revelation yet. Imagine discovering that the qualities you thought were ordinary are actually the qualities people admire most. Imagine learning that what makes you stand out has been visible all along. Imagine realizing that while you questioned your value, others were already recognizing it. That is exactly what is happening here. The hidden truth is coming into the light. And every new conversation reveals it more clearly. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One person finally said something that nobody could forget. They said, there is something genuine about them. Simple words. Yet those words changed everything. Because genuine people are rare. And rare things are remembered. People trust them. People appreciate them. People feel comfortable around them. People never forget them. That single observation explained why your name continued appearing in conversations. It explained why people kept noticing you. It explained why the discussion never truly ended. The truth was never about appearance alone. The truth was always about the person behind the appearance. And that person left a lasting impression. Do not skip. Because the story is about to reach its most powerful chapter. In the next part, the hidden conversation reaches a turning point, a remarkable realization finally comes into view, and the answer everyone has been searching for is revealed in a way nobody expected. Stay till the end. The biggest moment is still ahead. And something huge is waiting for you. The moment of truth has finally arrived. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Everything that has happened so far has been leading to this moment. The quiet conversations. The unexpected observations. The surprising realizations. They were all pieces of a much larger picture. And now that picture is finally becoming clear. For a long time, you may have believed that people noticed only what was visible on the surface. But the truth is far more powerful. The people talking about your appearance were never truly talking about appearance alone. They were talking about impact. They were talking about presence. They were talking about the feeling you leave behind. And that feeling is stronger than you know. Stay till the end. Because this next revelation is the one that changes everything. At some point, one of those conversations reached an unexpected conclusion. Someone said, maybe the reason people notice them is because they seem completely real. The room became silent. Not because the statement was complicated, but because it felt true. Everyone understood it instantly. Real people stand out. Real smiles stand out. Real confidence stands out. Real kindness stands out. And when those qualities exist together, they create something unforgettable. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Think about how rare authenticity has become. People often hide who they are. They wear masks. They follow expectations. They try to become someone else. Yet the people who leave the strongest impression are usually the ones who remain true to themselves. And that is exactly what others have been noticing about you. Not perfection. Not comparison. Not competition. Authenticity. That is the hidden truth. That is the answer everyone was slowly discovering. Stay till the end. Because the biggest surprise is still unfolding. There was one final observation that appeared again and again in these conversations. Different people expressed it in different ways. Yet the meaning remained the same. They said there is something comforting about your presence. Something calming. Something genuine. Something that makes people feel at ease. And that quality cannot be created artificially. It comes from who you are. That realization transformed the entire discussion. Because suddenly everyone understood why your appearance was being remembered. It was connected to the feeling people experienced around you. And feelings last far longer than first impressions. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Imagine spending years questioning qualities that others secretly admire. Imagine overlooking strengths that people notice immediately. Imagine carrying doubts while others are quietly appreciating what makes you unique. That is the surprising truth revealed by these conversations. The image you have of yourself may be incomplete. There are qualities visible to others that you have not fully recognized yet. And those qualities matter. More than you know. Stay till the end. Because the final piece of the puzzle is here. The people who talked about your appearance eventually discovered something remarkable. The more they spoke, the less they focused on appearance. The more they focused on character. The more they focused on authenticity. The more they focused on presence. And eventually they realized that those qualities were the real reason you stood out. That is the revelation. That is the hidden truth. That is why your name remained in conversations. Not because you tried to attract attention. But because something genuine naturally attracted it. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. And here it is. The greatest surprise was never what people were saying about your appearance. The greatest surprise was discovering that people were seeing value in you that you may not always see in yourself. They noticed qualities that cannot be measured. Qualities that cannot be copied. Qualities that make a person unforgettable. That is why these conversations continued. That is why people kept remembering. That is why this story mattered. Because it revealed something important. You are far more impactful than you realize. Far more memorable than you realize. Far more appreciated than you realize. And sometimes the biggest revelations come from the things being quietly said when you are not even in the room. Stay till the end. Something huge was waiting for you. And now you know what it was. The hidden conversations were never about appearance alone. They were about the unique presence that only you can bring into the world. And that is something truly unforgettable.